The reading of my parents' estate plan was supposed to take 20 minutes. Instead, it changed everything. The attorney adjusted his glasses. Mr. and Mrs. Parker have decided to transfer all major family assets to their son, Nathan. Nathan smiled before the attorney even finished speaking. The family home, Nathan. The lake cabin, Nathan. The rental properties, Nathan. The investment accounts, Nathan. I sat quietly at the end of the conference table. Finally, the attorney looked at the last page. Emily, you'll receive your grandmother's dining table. My mother smiled proudly. Your grandmother always liked you. As if that somehow made everything fair. Nathan leaned over and whispered, "No hard feelings?" I smiled politely. None. Because by then, I had stopped expecting anything from my parents. Growing up, Nathan was always the investment. Dad paid for private schools, luxury cars, business ventures. Even after 3 failed startups, my parents kept writing checks. When I graduated from college, I received a congratulations card. Nothing else. When I bought my own condo, no one came to see it. According to my parents, Nathan had bigger responsibilities. I had always been independent. 7 years earlier, Dad called unexpectedly. Emily, the property taxes are due. We're a little tight this year. I'll pay you back. I transferred the money that afternoon. 3 months later, another call, then another. Eventually, it wasn't just one property. It became all of them. The family home, the lake cabin, the rental duplexes, commercial storage units. Every year, the excuse changed. Cash flow, unexpected repairs, business losses. Nathan needed help. Dad promised every payment was temporary. I never kept track. Or so they thought. I actually kept every record, every bank transfer, every tax receipt, every county payment confirmation, not because I expected a fight, because my accountant insisted. Always document property tax payments. It protects everyone. I listened. After 7 years, the total surprised even me. Nearly $486,000. Every dollar had gone directly to county tax offices. Without those payments, several family properties would have entered tax foreclosure years earlier. My parents knew I had helped. I don't think they ever realized just how much. After the estate meeting, Nathan proudly jingled a new set of keys. I guess I'll have a lot of properties to manage now. Dad laughed. You earned them. I quietly looked out the window. Had he? 2 weeks later, Nathan called. His voice sounded unusually nervous. Emily, I think something's wrong. With what? The attorney. He says there's a problem transferring the titles. I frowned. What kind of problem? I don't know. He keeps talking about tax reimbursement documents. Before I could answer, another call came through. It was the estate attorney. Ms. Parker, I think you should attend tomorrow's meeting. There's a legal issue involving every property. I looked toward the filing cabinet in my office. Inside, 7 folders sat perfectly organized. Every tax payment, every receipt, every signature, every canceled check. For 7 years, my parents believed they were protecting their son's inheritance. They completely forgot who had quietly protected the inheritance itself. The attorney's office was unusually quiet. My parents sat on one side of the conference table. Nathan sat beside them, confidently flipping through the property documents. I placed my folders on the table. The attorney smiled politely. Thank you for coming, Ms. Parker. My father frowned. Can someone please explain why we can't transfer the properties? The attorney nodded. Certainly. He opened a thick file. During our title review, we discovered that nearly every property has outstanding reimbursement claims. Nathan looked confused. Reimbursement? For what? The attorney turned toward me. Property taxes. The room fell silent. Dad laughed nervously. Oh, that's nothing. I'll reimburse Emily later. The attorney slowly shook his head. I'm afraid it's much more significant than that. He slid a spreadsheet across the table. For the past 7 years, Ms. Parker personally paid property taxes on every family property. Nathan picked up the papers. His smile disappeared. What? This can't be right. The attorney continued. The documented payments total $486,372. Silence. Complete silence. Mom stared at me. You kept records? I nodded. Every payment. Dad looked stunned. I thought you trusted us. I did. My accountant didn't. Nathan looked at my father. You never told me she was paying everything. Dad lowered his head. I thought I'd pay her back. When? I asked quietly. He couldn't answer, because there was no answer. The attorney cleared his throat. Under state law, anyone who pays necessary taxes to preserve jointly inherited property may file for reimbursement before title transfers are completed. Nathan frowned. So, what does that mean? It means no property can be transferred until Ms. Parker's financial claim is resolved. The room became silent again. For the first time, Nathan realized something. The inheritance he had celebrated 2 weeks earlier wasn't actually his yet. Mom slowly reached for my hand. Emily, we never meant for this to happen. I smiled sadly. I know. You just never expected me to keep track. She looked away. No, we didn't. Nathan sighed. So what happens now? The attorney looked at me. That depends entirely on Ms. Parker. Everyone turned toward me. For years, I had been the invisible daughter, the reliable one, the one everyone assumed would quietly fix every problem. Now, every property in the room depended on my decision. I looked at my parents, then at Nathan. I'm not asking for the properties. Relief spread across their faces. I'm asking for fairness. Dad nodded immediately. Anything. I slid another document across the table. I've already prepared a settlement. Nathan looked down. Instead of demanding nearly $500,000, the agreement requested only one thing. Every reimbursement would be deducted equally from everyone's inheritance, including Nathan's. No lawsuits, no interest, no penalties. Just accountability. The attorney smiled. That's actually a very reasonable solution. Nathan looked at me. You could have taken almost everything. I could have, but that's not what Grandma would have wanted. Dad's eyes filled with tears. I spent years believing I was protecting this family's future. You were, I replied softly, but I wasn't the one you protected. He nodded slowly. No. You were the one protecting us. Mom quietly whispered. We kept saying Nathan would inherit everything. I smiled. He still can. But inheritances shouldn't be built on someone else's sacrifice. An hour later, everyone signed the settlement. The reimbursements were officially recorded. The property transfers moved forward. For the first time, everything was finally honest. As we walked toward the parking lot, Nathan stopped beside me. "I owe you an apology." "You do?" "I spent years thinking Mom and Dad gave me everything." "They did. But I never realized you were the reason there was anything left to give." I smiled. "That's all I ever wanted you to understand." A few weeks later, I drove past the family home. Nothing had changed. The garden was still beautiful. The porch still looked the same. But something had changed inside our family. For the first time, my parents stopped talking about who inherited the most. They started talking about who had quietly carried the family when nobody else noticed. Sometimes, the greatest inheritance isn't the property people leave behind. It's the truth about who protected it all along.